In Walmart's Hoonuville, everyone ready their cart. Amazing Black Friday deals are about to start. Online and in the app, such great deals to explore. Everything you love from tech, toys, and more. The days to save and the ones to remember. It's only the 25th to the 30th of November. Set your alarms. Don't miss out. These deals are epic, without a doubt. The Who's are all ready, but are you? Walmart Black Friday deals await. Who knew?
Hi, I'm here to pick up my son Milo.
There's no Milo here.
Who picked up my son from school?
Streaming only on Peacock.
I'm gonna need the name of everyone that could have a connection.
You don't understand. It was just the 5 of us.
So this was all planned.
What are you gonna do? I will do whatever it takes to get my son back.
I honestly didn't see this coming. These nice people killing each other.
All Her Fault. A new series streaming now only on Peacock.
Meet the computer you can talk to. With Copilot on Windows, working, creating, and collaborating is as easy as talking. Got writer's block? Share your screen with Copilot Vision to help spark inspiration. And use Copilot Voice to have a conversation and brainstorm ideas. Or maybe you need some tech help. With Copilot Vision, Copilot sees what you see. Let Copilot talk you through step-by-step guidance so you can master new apps, games, and skills faster. Try now at windows.com/Copilot.
Breaking news are happening now.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Reality Flash. My name is Mike Bloom, and I'm here to bring you the flashiest breaking news in the wide world of reality TV. And today, we've got some Bachelorette drama. There is a lot to talk about, or should I say, mom talk about, as the new lead of the Bachelorette season 22 has been announced. There's been a lot of shuffling around as well in terms of the ordering of shows, what's been shelved, what's been unshelved, I suppose, in Bachelor Nation. It's a whole ass mess. But then from that perspective, I'd be remiss not to bring in a certified mess magnet. So excited to welcome back for the second time in 2 episodes of the Reality Flash, Sasha Joseph.
So excited to be here. But listen, I feel like I telegraphed this. I said, where's Taylor, Frankie, Paul? What's going on? Universe said, here you go.
That's the thing. You really spoke her name like 3 times into the proverbial podcast mirror, and then she just ended up popping up on another show. So yeah, you got the answer to your question, Sasha. You asked eternally, why do we have Jen Affleck? Why do we have Whitney Livet on Dancing with the Stars? Where is Taylor, Frankie, Paul? The answer is just like probably going to be about 3 months after those two appear on our screens on ABC Reality TV.
And, you know, not to quantify, but it feels like also bigger and better. Like, I don't know. No, maybe I shouldn't say better. Bigger thing, right? She's getting her own show, basically. I can't believe this. Like, I'm in shock. If folks aren't in shock, I'm confused because this is so random. The Bachelor Nation, I feel like, and this isn't like shade. I feel like this is from the bottom of my heart. I feel like takes itself serious, right? Like they are like, oh, we are the love franchise. You come on here to find love. This is serious, blah, blah, blah. Do they end up in love? You know, that's a different conversation, but that's how I feel Bachelor Nation is. And then to get like this messy reality star on here, what's happening?
Yeah, so let's get into it. For those who do not know, at the time we are recording this, the day before, on Wednesday, September 10th, it was released in the wee hours of the morning. I found out through Deadline, though, Sasha, I believe you said that it was technically revealed through Taylor Frankie Paul's interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast, that one of the main characters of the hit Hulu TV series, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, will be the lead of the upcoming season of The Bachelorette. Now, we have a lot to get into in terms of what that means for Bachelor Nation at large. But Sasha, let's talk about what this means for Taylor specifically, because for those who don't know, you know, season 2 and the upcoming season 3 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives are pretty much filmed back to back. It's really interesting as a fan of that show right now because, correct me if I'm wrong here, season 2, which recently finished airing over the summer, had her and, you know, her baby daddy, Dakota, in a little bit of a fractured place. I think it was revealed offline that, like, they did amicably split, but we haven't seen that yet on the show. So,
They were on and off, right? Like that's been the biggest season 2 Taylor drama, at least, where she's with someone and it's not the healthiest. Season 1, Mike, actually, we get introduced to Dakota, and Taylor gets arrested. Charges are dropped, so I want to make that clear, but this is how like we're introduced to their relationship, is that in season 1 she gets arrested for assault, criminal mischief, domestic violence in presence of her child. And then she gets pregnant by Dakota as well. So now this has also been a big point of contention that, this is a person that has 3 children, which I think that's a moot point, but people are bringing this up. But she has 2 children from her husband, and then 1 from Dakota. And then, that's been a tumultuous relationship, cheating allegations. TikTok was a part of that as well, where people came out. He finally admitted, Dakota, that yes, he was cheating. And that was a lot of the season 2 unfolding, where Taylor was like, yep, this is how I found out that he was cheating. And turns out he was, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but it ends up setting up the fact that Taylor did not find the one through Dakota, obviously, but hopefully she will on The Bachelorette, as it seems like, Mormon Wives season 3, I believe, is coming out in November. We'll talk about the schedule in a little bit, that The Bachelorette is going to air in early 2026. So she's going to make the jump to prime time in a major way. I need to get your reaction, Sasha, when you sort of willed this into existence, but when the news actually came across your feed.
No, again, it felt like fake, but I did wake up to a text from you, right, saying this happened. So I said, no, Mike is sending me this. It can't be fake, obviously. But why? How? And I just, would pay some money to know why the Bachelor franchise, right, decided that this is who they want to go with. Because again, I'm shocked. This person, Taylor has been, she talked about this on Call Her Daddy as well, that she's been in 2 relationships her whole life. And she doesn't know how to date. And now she's going to go on The Bachelor. Or The Bachelorette, I mean, sorry. She is The Bachelorette, not gonna go. She's The Bachelorette now. So she's like, oh, I would love tips on how to date, because the first person, I dated, I got married to super young, have 2 children with. And then they had a soft swinging scandal that she exposed herself.
Well, listen, again, she is well known for entertaining multiple partners at once. Is that not the core conceit of The Bachelorette?
That's so fair. Listen, that was consensual. So was The Bachelorette. So I understand. And then the thing is, and the reason why, again, if folks don't know, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives even came to be is because of this, and it's because of mom talk. And you can get more details on a Mess Magnets episode. I think we titled it Mess Talk, and so you can understand every single thing that led to this. But it's wild because she's like, yeah, we had a soft swinging thing, people fell in love with each other that shouldn't, and lines were crossed, and people slept with each other, blah 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 blah, and now we're all divorced. And that's what birthed Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
And it is a show that is virulent with children at this point. That is another one. So, as you mentioned, this marks absolutely rarefied air for not only The Bachelorette, but the Bachelor franchise at large. She is, I believe, the first Bachelorette lead to not be a former contestant from The Bachelor. They've done this a few times before in the past. Very recently, Matt James was just someone that was kind of plucked out of nowhere to become the new Bachelor. And I remember, think back on the salad days of Jesse Palmer, who is now the host of the show. But back when he was just drafted as the former NFL quarterback turned Bachelor lead, or I don't know if you remember this, Sasha, Jerry O'Connell's brother was the lead on The Bachelor for one season.
I did not remember this. Oh my gosh.
Then I think Andrew Firestone, the heir to the Firestone.
I actually watched that season. Yes.
So yeah, early on, they were not doing a lot of internal hires. In the manner of speaking, they were doing a lot of I wouldn't even say celebrity casting. This, again, feels rare because this does feel kind of like the first piece of celebrity casting, which is interesting because I feel like whether in joking form or not, a lot of us in the reality TV streets have kind of talked about that of like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to see this reality star as the Bachelor or Bachelorette? I remember Australian Survivor had Lockie as a 2-time contestant, and he ended up becoming the Bachelor in Australia. So I guess this is sort of like the equivalent, but it just feels so odd. I never truly thought we would get like an out-and-out reality star becoming the lead of their own Bachelor Bachelorette series.
Same. And like a very, again, messy reality star that has shared their whole life online. That I think that's what's tripping me up so much because and maybe folks, that do follow her are wondering because she was just soft launching someone. Like not that long ago.
What? Uh-oh.
Yes.
Who needs reality Steve? I think she spoiled her own season.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is like her thing. So she was soft launching someone, and then they talked about it. Alex like asked her on the podcast, like, what's going on? Didn't you just meet a guy? And she goes, oh, I'm just teasing. Like I only met him twice, and yes. And he's not even like from Utah, like he's out of state. And then he DM'd her to come to visit her because she went into his TikTok live. He's a musician. So she message, and then he realized, oh, this is Taylor Frankie Paul. They end up messaging, blah, blah, blah. They met twice. And then she said, oh, I just like to confuse people and like mess with them. But yeah.
Just the thing you want to hear the lead of your romantic series say.
Exactly. And Alex even joked about that. She was like, oh, I'm sure ABC was like, red flag, what's going on? And Taylor said like, oh, I spoke to him, he knows that like I'm going on the show. And they even joked, Mike, that what if he shows up on the show?
Oh my god. I mean, again, this is a very different situation, but it reminds me of like, I don't know if you remember this, Sasha, but talk about a Survivor crossover where Chase Rice played a concert. I think it was maybe Jason Tartick's season. Like the date was to a Chase Rice concert, and Chase was like, oh, that's my ex-girlfriend. And so like, who knows, maybe if he had some time on his schedule, he could have thrown himself in as a secondary lead. But yeah, that would be wild if it turns out that, because we don't have the cast revealed or anything. We only have Taylor's name confirmed. Imagine if this guy was part of the cast.
That's what I'm saying. And then she's like, oh, I don't think he'll join. Like, that's not what he's into, like something like that. But then she goes, but if I'm not like vibing with anyone, maybe I'll talk to the producers. And maybe he comes in as like a midway situation.
A ringer. Yeah, exactly. Like, all right, bring in the stud. These guys can't match where I'm at.
Yep. So it's just, again, like if folks are like, who is Taylor? This is Taylor.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just
speaking into the void?
But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Purina believes no one should have to make the impossible choice between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Through the Purple Leash Project, Purina is helping create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit purina.com/purple to learn more.
Hello, I'm Diane Morgan. If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't, who cares? I'm here to explain Italian Time, a holiday phenomenon where Italians throw away their clocks and gather for eternity with San Pellegrino. I've been at this party so long that I've eaten 5 courses, hugged someone's grandma twice, and been offered a job in the family restaurant. So this holiday season, make sure to bring enough San Pellegrino to last you through the meal, the after meal, and the entire goodbye ritual. San Pellegrino, holiday on Italian Time.
So what I'm really intrigued about as well is because, again, this is an out-and-out reality TV crossover. how much of Taylor's sort of plus ones, friends, family, do you think we're going to see on the show proper? Because again, we know a lot about her home life. Her friends, obviously, in the form of, and friends in loose quotations, in the form of the other characters of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. We see a lot of her family. In particular, I remember one very specific scene in the beginning of season 2 where like her and Dakota are sitting down with her family, and her family's like, can't you just get together and sort it all out?
Give him a chance. So what if he's a cheater?
I mean, I guess then, if and when her possible suitors go to ask, her parents' hand in marriage, she'll be like, yep, sign her up. It's totally fine.
Yeah, she spoke about how she is going to figure out or juggle, right? Like having 3 children, maybe move with her, right, for the duration of filming. So her family, I think, will be there.
Yeah, I do think like Juan Pablo's season, because he had a young daughter during the season. Like I'm pretty sure she made her appearances. So
yeah. So that's what, so she's like, listen, I'm not going to shy away that I have to coordinate with 2 baby daddies and figure out like how I'm going to do this. And so she's still saying like she hasn't necessarily like, maybe they don't want to share with us also like the intricate details of like the children and how they're going to show up. But she talked about, listen, for Dancing with the Stars, I'm, realizing like all of them and their kids have moved to LA, but the difference is they have a dad for, that who's taking care of the kids. So I don't have that. So I'm just going to assume personally that like, at least her mom's going to be there. Her mom's a big part of her story. Polarizing person, but definitely has shown up season 1 and 2 at different parties that Taylor wasn't invited to. And then she'll be like, so why didn't you invite my daughter? Like, what's going on? And the first season was Whitney's baby shower, Whitney from Dancing with the Stars now. And she just comes with a gift and says, well, this is from Taylor because you didn't invite her, but you invited everyone else. And she did that again season 2. Uninvited to Jesse or Demi, I forget which one, y'all. They look the same, sorry. One of theirs Christmas party, and neither of them, mom or daughter, was not invited. And she goes, here's a gift, and I want to talk about Taylor and why you're isolating her, blah blah blah. So it's so I just assume if you're doing a stunt casting in Taylor, how do you not have them, this type of a character, her mom,
which also begs the question, like, I think we're going to have at least, at the very minimum, a scene in the premiere where it's like Taylor sitting down with a few cast members from the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I don't think we're going to get them in like an adversarial perspective or like they're going to come in and offer their thoughts every time, but that would feel like just leaving money on the table if they didn't try to bank on that, at least in the beginning, right?
Yeah, and that's what it felt like, unsure even from Taylor, because they kept saying, hey, like Alex from Call Her Daddy kept asking like, hey, would you care about what your castmates basically, right, thought about him, like blah blah blah. And she's like, no, I never cared, but maybe I should care because it's not worked out well for me. So it doesn't seem like they're close in that way. So yeah. But like, I believe you that I think they have to have like a few girls, right? Like show up, the ones that aren't on Dancing with the Stars. And she named
them. They might as well. They're under contract, so they could just
exactly
swing by a Bachelorette mansion,
right? And she named a few that she like was close with, and she's like, oh, these are the people I hang out with. So I wonder if those like few will show up. As like the B tier, not in like a mean way. It's just like they have fans too, but it's just, I wonder if they show up at the start to be like, you've never dated, you've always like slept and had a child with the 2 people you have dated. So here's what to do, like that kind of funny thing maybe.
What complicates this even further is one of the most recent pieces of Bachelor Nation news that I talked about on the Reality Flash. At this point, maybe like at least 6 months ago. Surprise, surprise, Bachelor Nation has a little bit of difficulty with commitment to its schedule, at least, because we had received the news earlier this year that there was something rotten in the state of Bachelor Nation where, there was a lot of allegations of toxic behavior behind the scenes from a lot of the showrunners. And that sort of went part and parcel with this news, apparently, that The Bachelorette as a show had been put on pause, essentially being like, we're going to work some stuff out. It usually had aired over the summer the past couple of years. That was replaced by Bachelor in Paradise. But all things were a go for The Bachelor season 30, that they had brought on a new showrunner, out with the old, in with the new. They hadn't announced a lead yet, but they had confirmed that there was going to be a season of The Bachelor. Missy Elliott style, Sasha, take that thing, flip it, and reverse it, because now the announcement has strictly overwritten that, saying that now The Bachelorette is confirmed for season 22. And it seems that The Bachelor is at least being put on pause. From what I was able to parse out, I think the proposed schedule that they're trying to take for the next couple of years is that obviously this year, 2025, was The Bachelor with Grant in the first half, had Bachelor in Paradise this summer, and then you have the Golden Bachelor coming up in just a couple of weeks. Then next year will assumingly be Taylor's season of The Bachelorette in the beginning, winter/spring. Then another season of Paradise, I believe, in the summer. Then it could be The Bachelor season 30. Could be if they do like a Golden Bachelorette season 2, maybe Golden Bachelor season 3, even if they want to do that quick turnaround, that would go there. There's some rumors, Sasha, that The Bachelor may not pop up again until 2027, because that would be the 25th anniversary of the series.
Which is, again, wild. And the timeline you have laid out unfortunately makes sense to me. If they're, trying to say, hey, our ratings are low, right? Like, we need to do X, Y, and Z. Golden Bachelor, I feel like, always brings in interesting, folks more interested because these are older and maybe they're in it for the right reasons, quote unquote. I feel like Taylor is going to also bring in maybe a resurgence.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm going to be really interested in as well. You bring up a great point, and not to say it's a ratings grab, but listen, I think, you bring in somebody who's very popular, part of one of the flashier new reality shows that happens to exist under your corporate umbrella. I don't necessarily think it's an entire coincidence there. So I do wonder, if they're trying to bank on, I haven't watched The Bachelorette in years. Oh my God, I love Taylor Frankie Paul, or I'm excited to see whatever the hell this is going to be. Let me go check out The Bachelorette again for the first time in 10 years, or the first time ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It feels to me personally like they just needed to do something with a bang. And unfortunately, I think I will watch because I have to see how this is all going to turn out. Like, what is Taylor going to be legit? Is she going to, be her like season 2, a little bit more grounded? Hey, I'm trying to figure out my life self. Or is she going to be a little bit more like, hey, I don't like your vibe, and turn up a little?
Did you get the sense from anything that Taylor has said so far, if this is something that has been in the works for a while? Because, again, I'm trying to read between the lines of earlier this year, the show was put on indefinite hiatus, and then a handful of months later, they reversed that decision. Was it something of they put it on pause, and then Taylor finally was like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and said, all right, uncancel it. We're a go. This is happening now.
Yeah. So this is what I gathered. I will say, it sounds like she was like, oh, I've been manifesting it. And she said, 3 years ago, I made a joking video. Should I go on The Bachelorette with the Lindsay Lohan, thing saying, oh, I have, a felony. I have this, that, and the other, but I'm looking for love. So she said she's manifested it a few times, posted funny TikToks about it. But then she said there were a few meetings and it seems like they just offered it.
Okay.
Yeah. And she said again, this is, to me, it sounded like it happened very fast.
Yeah. Well, that is intriguing to see if this is indeed as successful as they hope. Could this kick off a new era of Bachelor and Bachelorette casting where, again, instead of trying to pull the most popular or talked about or, people who have sort of need for redemption or unfinished business in their storylines, if instead much like a lot of these reality shows, Sasha, nowadays, it becomes a bit of like a feeder show. It's a little bit of like, hey, so-and-so from this other show, God help us, Johnny Bananas, come be the lead of The Bachelor.
Can you imagine? It's like that Netflix Pop the Balloon. Yeah. Where it's just random people now coming in. I know. It's just, I really think that if this is, their like highest rated season in a while, et cetera, I really do wonder what's going to happen. Tell us in the comments.
Yeah, I was going to say,
who is your stunt cast?
I love that idea. Yes, in the comments, let us know, at me, at Sasha. Tell us who would be your ideal reality star that you want to see lead a Bachelor or Bachelorette season for any reason you want to, whether it's emotionality, whether it's story, whether it's just for hot mess. Maybe put some bugs in these producers' ears if they want to continue this trend. Sasha, is there anything else that we should bring up about this? Again, this is crumbs of news that we're getting at this point. I don't think the season has even started filming.
No,
yet,
it hasn't.
But there was something to chew on nonetheless.
Exactly. And the biggest thing I'll say is like what Taylor teased for season 3 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was that she said, oh, something is ending, like a chapter is ending. But then she also said, seems like her and Dakota are like low-key still kind of hooking up on and off. So I was like, girl, like, don't.
Could he show up?
That's what I'm saying. It's just, it feels so messy. I just saw an article, but it was the Sun. So like, with an asterisk that Dakota was allegedly suing, not suing, but like wants custody of their daughter. I'm assuming because he didn't know she was going. And she goes, oh, when is this podcast coming out? Wednesday? Yeah, he'll find out then. So it's just, again, I just feel like we're in for a lot of mess. And if we don't see a lot of mess, I'm going to be disappointed. Like, why did we cast her at this point? And I hope like she's okay. She's safe. And doing all the like right things for herself to go on this show. Like, I hope she's some therapy, right? Stuff like that, just because of what we've seen. Like, it's been pretty tumultuous for her, and she like likes mess like a little bit too much for her own life. I like mess for others' life, and I'll just like get on a mic and talk about it. But it's crazy for Taylor. She's like, yeah, I'll invite mess into my life, basically. So I feel like she has become more grounded. She's much nicer, right? Like all of these things, but I'm, can a tiger really change their stripes? So that, I think that's like what I'm most like interested in.
Well, we shall re-enter the jungle that is The Bachelorette to see the tiger and many more animals, assumingly coming up sometime in 2026. Until then, Sasha, you will have your reps in talking about members of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on ABC reality shows, because as we talked about 1 week ago, the cast of Dancing with the Stars season 34, which kicks off in just a few days, has been released. What would you like to plug for everybody out there about both your Dancing with the Stars coverage and other podcasts you're doing?
Yeah, check out Dancing with the Stars, and we know Dancing with the Stars. We have our own feed, so check that out. We're right here on RHAP is a Podcast YouTube channel. We already did a draft with Brandon Donlin. I've like, my first pick was crazy. Check that out.
That's the ultimate tease.
I know. And it was a really fun draft. We like ended up talking a lot about all of these things, and again shed more light on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, just because this is all intertwined. And if you want to know more about specifically Taylor, Frankie, Paul, and all of these moms, check out Mess Magnets, of course, where we talk about all of this celebrity gossip and more on Mess Magnets, wherever you get your podcast, or Mess.Magnets on YouTube. Yeah, and we specifically, again, you can check out Mess Talk. I believe that's the one where we talked about the swinging scandal. And then we right here, believe on Robert's podcast, talked about season 1 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So it's around, it's everywhere. Mess Magnets has covered it all. So check it out. And again, thanks for having me. This is crazy.
I know. Well, let's make it a hat trick. Maybe we'll find some sort of, it seems like we're running into universes where, all these Mormon wives are like, I don't know when the Challenge 42 is filming, but we might see one of them on there too.
Can't wait.
It might be the beginning of a true takeover period for that group of Mormon wives. Of course, you can check out everything I'm doing here on the Reality Flash. As this podcast indicates, whatever news might just happen to show up, including news that goes against other news that I've talked about on this podcast, I will be in your eyes and ears, swinging into your feeds, but not in that way, to talk about everything you need to know. And so make sure to subscribe to our Reality Flash podcast feed. Go to therealityflash.com. While you're there, leave a rating, leave a review. Would be greatly appreciated. And of course, if you have any news tidbits that you want me to know about, I try to keep my eyes as wide as I can, because sometimes this news does make my eyes go quite wide in shock. But no subs, no solicitations, just tips at therealityflash.com. No spam being sent my way. Anything you might find that you want me to talk about, let me know. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of The Reality Flash. Sasha, thank you for coming on for the second week in a row to do these little morsels of deep dives into the secret lives of Mormon wives. If people piece this together, they could essentially get a great history of the show without even watching it. But we shall see what is to come of all of this. It should start off 2026 with quite a bang, and I'm intrigued to see where Bachelor Nation goes, both in the micro sense and in the macro sense, as to what are we going to see next from both its leads and its schedules. Only time will tell. Thank you all so much for listening. Until next time, everybody, you've just been Flash.